Les,
What's up?
if you could have any Illyrian warrior wingspan, you know what we're talking about. Let's talk about that line. You know the one,
Oh, you mean the one where Azriel's brooding, mysterious shadow daddy himself has the largest wingspan of the Illyrians.
which is cool. Big wings. Got it.
Yeah, but the thing is, she clearly makes it proportional to others.
Proportional to other
Anatomy.
parts of the anatomy,
So we all start doing the math.
like actual calculations about fictional wing sizes. You're starting to see memes of people putting down their books and like holding out their hands and opening their mouths and getting real confused about some of the things they should be picturing.
Right. Well, and especially the line that she puts in there of like she could barely put her hands around it, which she was talking about the wings bone structure, not, but you
Yeah, I
goes elsewhere. And she doesn't describe that. Really, it's kind of like if you didn't really take that context and you understood that she
oh,
really
it's
didn't dive into what the she couldn't fit her hands around.
no, no. And whether she meant for it to be or not, it definitely became the if you know, you know of this genre.
And then you have the memes where the girls holding the peanut butter jars.
Yes. Yes. She left a lot of room open for some amazing moments in book talk and meme history with that one. So I think it's only appropriate if we pay homage to that line with this episode.
Wingspan, the oral discourse. Join us, won't you?
So with that, welcome to this episode of Pickle Party.
Welcome to Pickle Party, where a menace gets a little naughty. Join the brine, it's book club time. Tropes and memes and feeling oh my.
So what is this, the wingspan discourse?
So let's start with the actual line from A Court of Mist and Fury and recap
I got
the
that one.
wingspan discussion. All right, go for it.
So this was said from Feyre to Rhys. Amryn and Moore told me that the span of Illyrian males' wings says a lot about the size of other parts. After they discuss that a little bit more, she also notes, they also said Azriel's wings are the biggest. Bum, bum, bum.
I mean, who doesn't love a giant shadow daddy?
So you and I have discussed this before. I feel like his shadows are dirty. Like me, not dirty, like smut dirty, but dirty and like when I see shadows in my mind, I don't know, they make me feel like I need to dust.
I guess. I don't know, but then you have other romantic novels that like that expansion of their shadow itself is to that part of their anatomy. So I don't always see it as a bad thing. It almost seems like mysterious, like I want to get to know you, dive into it.
Okay, so I didn't think about it that way. I guess just for this series,
Okay, yes.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to her next book because I really think she's going to break more into him and his character.
I hope so.
I think it's interesting that she gave him the biggest wingspan out of the three. One would think it would be Cassian.
And he's got quite a span himself.
Yes, it's actually funny that Reese's is the smallest
Yeah.
and he's the High Lord.
But he's got the suave. I mean, just the
Oh no, he's my fave. I have to say, if I had to choose between the three, I think I would choose Reese.
I
But
do love Cassian and Nesta's love, attraction, hate, love
it's hot.
story. Yeah, it's super hot.
Yeah,
But I do love how Rhysand can just walk into a room and everybody
he
just
just
like
owns it.
jaw drop,
Yeah, he
mic
owns it.
drop. There he is.
He radiates sex.
Yeah, he does. 100%.
He radiates sex, and it's like the first thing Feyre notices about him too.
Even though she was annoyed by him at the first.
She was, but I think she was annoyed by him because of how attracted she was to him, and she couldn't
True.
explain it.
That totally makes sense.
Interesting thoughts for maybe a future episode. I don't know.
I think it's more too of like him bringing out that saucy side of her that she's never really had
Well, he's
brought
so
to attention.
madly in love with who she already is. There isn't a molding her to make her what he wants her to be that we see at the beginning of A Court of Mist and Fury with Tamlin.
Hmm.
Because, Sarah J. Maas does a really great job of ending, spoiler alert, but if you haven't read the books yet, that's on you. They've been out since 2015.
Right.
But when it comes to A Court of Thorns and Roses, I remember texting you and being like, oh, Tamlin, he's amazing. And you not really responding much to that. And me thinking, and then your response to that was actually, what do you think of Rhys? And I was like, who? Because she hadn't met him yet. I think she ended up meeting him like in the next chapter or something like that after that. And then I was like, I mean, he's all right. I don't think he's as bad as he's made out to be. I think there's something about him, you know. Then by the beginning of the next book, she found a very quick way to make readers go from loving a character to hating him. I mean, she managed to make you hate Tamlin in the course of 3 chapters after taking a whole novel and making you love him.
Well, it's because at the end of it, it's like, it's a funny meme about that. And I know you've seen this one. You're going through like all of the end of A Court of Thorns and Roses. And it's all these people are like, I did this. The end of the meme does Tamlin. And the guy goes, I didn't do a fucking thing.
You're kind of already annoyed with him about that.
Yeah.
And you try to reason, well, he was under her spell and all this shit. And then you find out how trapped Rhys always is and has been, much more so than Tamlin. At least Tamlin had his freedom, so to speak, and that he could go back to his court. Rhys couldn't leave under the mountain. No. You definitely start to feel less and less bad for him the more you know about Rhys's backstory in Mystic Fury. Yeah. And then you find out about the murder of his family. Yeah. Like, that Tamlin conveniently left that out.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. Did
I murder his mom and sister? I kind of sort of did. So, yeah. So there's a lot of backstory there that you find out more of. And she does an excellent job of ensuring that by the end of the second book, you're like, fuck Tamlin. Yeah. Team Rhys all the way. So mad props to her for that.
Yes.
But then she throws in the Wingspan.
Yeah.
She throws that in as you're falling in love with Rhys and Feyre. She throws in the Wingspan of it all. And then I also wonder, okay, so if it's Wingspan for Illyrian males, what about Fae?
Like Tamlin's a wolf.
Right.
So it could be the size of the wolf. It doesn't really go into that very much. And that could be something that she dives into more in like book 6.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know which way she's going to go with this. It could either be she's going to talk about Azriel, Lucian, and Elaine, or she could dive into Tamlin's backstory and actually make us feel bad for him. It's going to take a lot.
I wouldn't put it past her. She made me love him in one book and hate him the next. I could feel bad for him. It's going to take a lot.
Yeah. It's going to take a lot.
It's gonna take a lot. And I mean, I guess it was for the best, but I mean, he literally killed any human family she had and turned them Fae.
Well, not only that.
Against their will. Well, against their will.
Straight up locks her up and does.
And then he locks her up. Right. No,
like,
I mean, before he even did that, right?
You're having trauma dreams? That sucks. Go paint in that room. I'm just gonna lock it behind you.
Oh, no, lay down and let me fuck you and then go paint. That was his attitude. Let me fuck away your trauma. Let me see what my non-existent wingspan can do for the fact that you just came back from the dead. What?
And you had to kill somebody, so you've got that on you too. You've got blood on your hands. Like, that's not okay.
Murdered innocent people, right? Yeah. She had to murder innocent people. Again, I'm sorry if you have not read this book, but bringing it back to the Wingspan, why do you think this detail was so big to people? Because I have to say, as many people freaked out over it, as I was reading the books, I probably, like Sarah J. Maas, thought it was a cute little cheeky detail. I was surprised at how many people lost their mind over it.
A part of me thinks it's just social media, that it's something that people can relate to, laugh at.
Okay.
Put pop culture mixed in with it. They exude sexiness. I think you can bring it over the top.
Right. And here's the deal, because I've been a romance reader for a long time, not romantasy, mind you, romance, where I have yet to read a book where a woman falls in love with a guy with a small penis.
Yeah, if you're going to make it up, you might as well make it good.
You're going to have a big penis. So, and I say all that to say, again, she's like, he undressed, and I thought, oh, okay, I can work with that. I have not once read that. The male always gets undressed and the woman's like, oh my God, where are you going to put that? Like, it's always like, it's the biggest thing she's ever seen in her life, right? For the girls who have never been sexually active or have never seen like a penis or something before, that might be setting them up for some really weird expectations later in life.
Well, yeah, you're definitely giving grandeur to something people don't understand is not in the real world.
Exactly. Well, I mean, okay, so porn, right?
Yeah.
Sex in porn. So unrealistic,
Oh,
right? So
100%.
super duper unrealistic. There's a show on that I think was on HBO. It was called The C Word, I think. And it was
Okay.
the main character is, I think she's got terminal cancer, actually.
Mhm.
I've only seen this one scene in a clip, but there's a scene where she's speaking to a teenager who's talking about losing her virginity to her boyfriend and what to
Yeah.
expect and all this stuff. And the first thing she says, and it's or to whoever when having an honest conversation about sex, she goes, "Okay, your first time, no expect, like set low expectations. It's
Mhm.
not going to be good." Like
Yeah.
she is so brutally honest about it. And these women in these books, especially in the romance books I read, and the romance stuff that Lisa Clay Pass writes, it's a lot of it historical and stuff. So these women are always virgins. They're always very,
Mhm.
for the most part, most of her books. Every once in a while, you'll get a widow or a woman who's been
Oh,
ruined
yeah.
in her
I
husband.
totally
It's
just
not
finished
common.
the Christmas Eve at the Harbor by her.
I
So
love
good.
those.
But yeah,
I
she's a widow.
love those books.
It's
Those
so
books, yes, those books remind me. And you know what? That one that's her least spicy book ever. Out of
Oh yeah,
all of
they
Lisa's
take
books,
forever to get to
I
anything.
don't even think they have sex in it. I think,
There's hints of it, but it's more
yeah,
of like
they
it's
know it's more about building the relationship
exactly.
after losing one's husband.
Yeah.
But the rest of that series,
Hmm.
hiya, you're gonna love it. I
Okay.
love that series. In fact, that series reminds me of the Dream Harbor series, which I'm reading right now.
Okay.
Without the paranormal stuff. There's a lot of paranormal stuff in the one you're reading,
Okay.
in the books coming forward. Lots of magic and
Yeah, there's
ghosts.
not much magic in the
No, that's really that book is so weird for the rest of the series because there's
it
three more books in it.
it reminded me very very much of like Emily Henry, her stuff. She does romance, but they're like Hallmark romance. She'll get saucy occasionally. It's fine.
And
Find
so
your love.
Lisa Kleypas has maybe two modern series.
Hmm.
One of them takes place in Houston,
Hmm.
Texas, and I love that series too. But it starts the first book of that one's called Sugar Daddy.
Hmm.
That's a really good one. And then the other modern series is the one you're on. But I love, love, love that series. And like the second book is magic. The third book's got ghosts, and the fourth book's about witches. But it's
Okay.
really good. It's fun. It's different from her other stuff because a majority of her stuff is historical.
Right. The first one I read of hers was historical.
Right. And see, and I know you read that book first, and that's a good one. But if I had known you were gonna start her stuff, I would have pointed you to the Wallflower series first.
Okay.
That's where you should start because characters in those books pop up in a lot of her other series.
Okay.
So just throwing that out there.
Back to Wingspan. Do you remember the first time you read that line and did you immediately clock it or did the internet ruin it for you later?
So yeah, I do actually remember the first time I read that line because I thought it was cute. It made me laugh. But like I said a minute ago, it didn't blow my mind. Like I just thought it was a cute, cheeky line. It was not something that I was like, ooh, the rest of the series.
I didn't get it at first either though. I was listening to it. I wasn't reading it.
Okay, well that's it. Interesting, two different perspectives, and we neither of us were like, oh, big deal. I thought it was cheeky. I thought it was cute.
Yeah.
Like I noticed it, but I didn't think it would cause the stir it did. But I
Right.
have to say, I mean, growing up in pop culture, male anatomy gets referenced a lot, and
Yeah.
every great show, even Friends, references male anatomy. I mean, and Friends did it in like the first season one, episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
Episode with Phoebe's thumb. And then the intro of that episode, they're talking about it. Monica even says that like they're arguing, and Monica says, no, no, no. They say it's from the tip of a guy's thumb to the index finger.
Yep.
And Ross comes back with something like, which thumb? And Chandler goes, I always preferred the foot theory.
Yeah.
And then you go foot theory. Oh, yeah, because at some point in middle school, you're told by someone
Of course.
that the size of a guy's penis is in relation to how big his feet are.
Yeah.
And then you start looking at all those boys who are super gawky and awkward and have these huge feet and these lanky, thin bodies that they
Right.
haven't grown into yet. And you start looking at them a little differently. Like, okay, you might be worth talking to in about 10 years.
But I also think it also pushed pressure on men too, though. I kind of feel bad.
100%. It's just
'Cause-
like breast size. I
Yeah.
mean, think about all the girls who at some point, I know
Mhm.
but there was one girl who was really popular in my middle school, but she was very petite. She's just a
Mhm.
petite girl, so she didn't have much of a chest. And I think she spent a majority of her early life being called flat and
Yeah.
just people torturing her because of her next to no boobies.
Yeah.
And I know that happens to guys too. I
Yeah.
mean, I can't imagine that that kind of stuff is easy on them.
No, not at all. But the funny thing is, though, like as exploited as they are in romantic novels, we don't talk about the exploitation of the female because they're always like these petite little girls, but with like big boobs, big hips. Have you not noticed? Like most,
Yeah, they're all curvy. Exactly.
and they're
It's like
19, 20, 21.
they're in their early 20s.
Yeah,
And
which
that's not just men. Most of these women are writer. Like
yeah,
most of these writers are women.
yeah.
And I don't know if these writers are going for creating the perfect female to admire yourself after, but
Mhm.
not very often do you have a chubby main character.
No. Although I haven't started it, but I got it from the library and it's called Zombie Rom-Com. The female main character is a plus size girl.
Oh, I love that.
So I'll have more of that in upcoming episodes.
Okay, so
Oh,
that'll be interesting. So
but I
that's
like
nice.
that.
That's refreshing.
Yeah.
That's refreshing. So hey, maybe Sarah J. Maas, if you're listening.
Guess you're gonna
I'm
listen to
sorry, I
us.
couldn't even say that without laughing. Sarah J. Maas, if you're listening, maybe throw us a small dicked man to go with a chubby female. I don't.
Why does the chubby female gotta get the small dick?
Well, no, they don't have to go together. I mean, maybe they're brother and sister. They're brother and sister, and the small dick dude falls in love with a gorgeous, very thin, petite female, and the chubby girl gets Azriel. But I mean, a lot of shows. I mean, this is not like something new. That's maybe
No,
that's
it's
why
not.
I wasn't surprised. Like again, penis size has been the conversation of things across the span of many of things. Sex in the City even
Yeah.
references an episode where Sam meets her match, and there's one that Sam can't even accommodate. And
Yeah.
the only thing I really remember from that episode is she even goes as far as to smoke the best weed she can find to accommodate him, and she still cannot accommodate this stallion of a man. The episode leaves you wondering, like, how big are you?
Right.
Like, how big are you?
We're gonna go full Beauty on the Beast. Tale as old as time.
It is. It's a tale as old as time.
There's always the pretty girl and the pretty guy, and he has a big penis.
And she has perfect breasts
And she has perfect
and a
breasts.
small waist,
And
and she can eat
she looks
whatever
like-
she wants.
Right? And she looks like Barbie. And I don't know how
Without
that
trying. She
Yeah.
almost never wears makeup.
and that bitch can stand up and walk around just like none other. I don't know how proportionally that works.
You can find that girl without back problems. You let me know.
Right? I can see why it broke the internet because it's funny with pop culture references, but I didn't think it would take hold of it as much as it did. But also the romantasy world in general, like some of those memes, the things that people just get fixated to, and I laugh at them myself, but
Well, it's hard not to. Some of them are hilarious.
Yeah.
There's that one woman, I think we send her back and forth, and I can't think of her name all the time off the top of my head. But she's the one who does those ridiculous videos where like dressed in a costume. Like if you see a hot guy popping a pumpkin with his arm, then all of a sudden the
oh
next
god, yes,
like,
I know who you're
pops up
talking.
as a pumpkin.
Yes. And her son is so over her. Like
Yeah,
he
her
walks
son
in
is
the
so
door.
over her shit, man. I love her. She is hysterical to me
She is.
because she pops up doing things that we all think. Because like as when I saw that video, at
She's
first
researching. That's what she says every
and she's
time.
just researching. Yes, all the research she does. It's hysterical.
It is.
She cracks me up. And I feel like she's just doing what we're all thinking. Like
Right.
she's like that little devil on your shoulder doing what you're thinking. Like you saw that hot dude pop a pumpkin in his arm, that pumpkin's popping on your shoulder. It's like, hello, like right here. I think when she throws in a little detail like that, it's fun, it's cheeky, but it also becomes like an Easter egg later
Mhm. Yeah.
for the readers because then they find stuff later on in the books where it gets mentioned. For instance, and this is probably one of my favorite Easter eggs that she does because it shows what a badass Feyre is.
Mhm.
When Feyre, again, spoiler alert, when Feyre gets her powers and she learns how to transition and become Illyrian and can grow her wings and stuff, how she actually models her wingspan after Az, knowing very well he has the biggest wingspan. So when she's in Illyrian form with Rhys, her mate, her dick is bigger than his. So that was a fun little Easter egg for me. When she mentioned that she modeled her wingspan after him, I was like, oh, bigger.
And she has grown a pair.
And listen, Feyre's badass.
I mean, she has a bat baby.
Thanks to Nesta, she survives it, but
Right.
barely.
Mhm.
But the whole situation is very funny. It sets the scene
Mhm.
for later jokes down the road and little Easter eggs. Like her faithful readers cracked up when they saw what Feyre did.
Yeah, it's that if you know, you know.
Exactly, that little wink that, yeah,
Mhm.
you did. Yeah, you did. And I love it. I'm there for it. Bring it
I
on. More of
do.
that.
Like
I love Easter eggs.
I do too. Before we continue, I want to tell you about the team behind our logo and all the graphics you see on our social media. Sometimes we get you media. These guys are an AI-powered creative studio, and honestly, they made the entire branding process so easy for us. They do logos, social media graphics, videos, content creation, complete marketing strategies, basically everything you need to make your brand look professional and stand out. And the best part, they're fast, affordable, and they actually get what you're looking for. No endless revisions or confusion. If you're a business owner or creator who needs branding that pops, check them out at sometimeswegetYouMedia.com or shoot them an email at info@sometimeswegetyou.com. Sometimes We Get You Media. They definitely got us.
For those of you who don't know, Leslie lives in Washington State and I live in Alabama.
If we lived in the same state or if we lived in the same county, the mayhem that we would cause.
Okay, listen, Mobile, Alabama is still standing. It survived us in college.
It's true, it did. I know, but we're
But
wiser and we have less fucks to give at this point.
true, but we have so much more car dancing to do.
Yes, we do. We've had this discussion, and you guys don't know this about us, but when we were in college, we had car dances that we would rock
So
out.
hard, we would
Yes.
shake the car.
Yeah,
And
the
one
entire
day we had somebody follow us to a shop. Do you remember that?
No.
And was like, listen, I'm not even going here, but I really needed to know what you two were listening to. I don't even remember what we were listening to. It may have been Fallout Boy, but they were like, you two were going to rock the car off. That poor neon, that poor little yellow neon.
It had some good moves.
It was probably
The
barely able to
shocks.
turn corner. The shocks were definitely ruined because of us. But yeah, no, we were known around Mobile as being those assholes at red light.
But you know what? This was before social media. So like people
was.
like do car dances now, and I'm like, oh, you don't even know. You don't even know.
No, you don't even know. No, you don't. It would be wrong. It would be so right. It would be wrong. There's a good question posed because while most of the internet was obsessed with the wingspan theory,
Mhm.
there was actually a portion of the internet that thought it was kind of cringe and didn't need to be mentioned. Some
I
people
can
felt
get
like it was
that.
an unnecessary detail.
I can get it. I mean, sometimes you can go into that a little bit too much. Like I was even okay, so I can think that sometimes when they started and go to the description about when they get to their spicy moments, I don't know if you're like me, but when they start to describe it, sometimes when they talk about the positions that they get in or the things that they're doing, like I'm trying to figure out how some of that stuff is sexy. Two, like
So,
how do you
yes.
get into that and feel comfortable?
Yes, no, because some of those positions are what I call the HBO After Dark positions, which means the peens are taped to the leg and they're just pumping the stomach. You know what I mean? Like it's not hardcore porn, it's softcore porn. And
Yeah.
because it's not realistic sex, it's not realistic sex.
Right.
This is something I love about Lisa Kleypas's writing.
Hmm.
And I thought this was brilliant that she does this. When she writes a love scene, she actually hires actors.
Really?
Like they stay clothed, but I think they kind of like lay in the positions and do. So what I'm picturing is like the Love Actually, like it's one of my favorite storylines in the Love
Mhm.
Actually, the stand-ins on the porn set
Mhm.
that fall in love.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm picturing.
Okay.
But in my mind, but they keep their clothes on. Like
Yeah.
they don't like they may act out undressing, they don't actually undress or anything, but
Yeah.
she hires actors or basically kind of stunt double type people so that when she's writing out a love scene, it's realistic and it makes sense.
No, I get it.
I appreciate that
Hmm.
because I know you've read some stuff and I've heard of stuff from other people, like the real weird smut that's out there.
Yeah, I don't.
And the
Some
things that are
stuff like
described, it's like, okay, that is not possible.
right, and I mean, you can get into the weird stuff of like they're werewolves or they're snake people or whatever, and that's or they're aliens, and none of it's going to make sense in the first place. I get that, but when you're with like a fae person that's mainly a person and a human, it should make sense to a certain degree.
Yes, when the body is mostly human, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
It gets a little weird when a woman is fucking a snowman. And
Wait,
that
is
was
there
not
one
something,
about that?
apparently there is. I'll have to ask the person that told me about it. I was telling her about some of the weird smut that I was hearing about and how like weird this genre can be.
Yeah.
Listen, consenting adults, do your thing. I
Mhm.
get you. Everybody's got their weird thing, but some of
Sometimes
it is
it's
weird.
hilarious just to read it. It's like Mystery
Yes.
Science Theater. You can't stop.
She came across one. I guess it was kind of like the porn version of, did you ever see the Netflix ridiculousness Hot Frosty?
No, I think I saw commercials for it, but I never actually watched it.
Literally like hot snowman comes to life and falls in love with Lacey Chabert.
Nice.
It's the most ridiculously dumb, stupid made for Netflix.
Did he say happy birthday every time he came back?
One might wonder. But Hot Frosty was played by the vet from Schitt's Creek.
Oh, okay.
Ted was Ted. I
Yeah.
love him. So he plays Hot Frosty. But no, so she told me the one about the snowman. I was like, what? And she goes, like, I read it because I thought, no, she's not fucking a snowman. She goes, and yes, she has sex with a carrot.
Oh, future
And I
episodes.
was
We're
like,
gonna have so much
oh
fun.
my God. Because I did not see that coming. I figured it was like a Hot Frosty situation in terms of like he comes to life and it's a human, but I guess she loves this snowman. I can't. There's some things I will read. I don't know if I could sit through that one.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I love Mystery Science Theater. The ridiculous of it, and these movies are terrible that you're watching. I mean, terrible, but hilarious that you have to keep watching because they're making fun of it the whole time. It was almost like the Kiss the Ballast that I read
Yeah.
with the snake people. That one, it was like 90% fucking anyway, and like 10% plot. But you got to make fun of it the whole time. I guess there was kind of a wingspan in there. I don't know. The snake people were like, there's a whole thing with that.
I've got that one on my to read list just
Mhm.
because you kept telling me how weird it was.
Yes. But
For
then
some
there's
reason, the conservative Alabama library is not carrying that one.
why. But then you also have like oh, what is it? I was abducted by aliens and now I'm in a rom-com. There's a lion and alien with a tail that works as a you got to read that one too. It's interesting.
So yeah, there's oh my goodness. So many scary things out there that I'm gonna have to find a way to.
You have to read it just for the hilarity of it. You
I mean, I
put
can
it
get there.
down and you're like, oh my God, what was that?
So looking forward to that. So some people, the ones who thought this line, this information about Az and the wingspan, they thought it was maybe too much information. And do you think that she could have left that detail out? I mean, I guess it wasn't a necessary detail.
No, it's not a necessary detail, but it's almost to the point of like, if that was too much, they may be the ones that like more of the Hallmark fluff.
Probably.
Which is fine. But then you're gonna have ones like me that read the ridiculous romance novels that make no sense whatsoever. So it didn't hurt my feelings at all to be in there.
Yeah,
And it's
I agree with that. I mean, like I said, I do kind of think it was an unnecessary detail, but only because, as we've said, in what romance novel is a guy not hung?
right.
It sets up an idea of what you're working with without
Mhm.
having to set up without, I guess, it's a passive aggressive way
Mhm.
of putting it out there, so to
Yeah.
speak.
It is. I don't.
But speaking of things
I
being
can see
TMI,
their side. I can
Yeah.
see their side. But I also see. I have no problem with it. But
Okay, so let me ask you this. Sometimes, so TMI,
Mhm.
and I wonder if the people who feel like it's TMI are the ones who are getting mad about articles that come out about celebrities. Like, did you ever see the pictures of John Hamm?
No. Mm-mm.
Oh, apparently John Hamm's got a very generous wingspan. You need to look that up. Like, Google those pictures because it's like just
Excellent.
outlines of stuff through pants, and it's like the internet lost its mind. It was
Okay.
but I think it really bothered him. I think it made him feel really uncomfortable when they did articles and stuff on it. Because it was all over the
Well, see, I think
and
that we always talk about women being exploited, but then you have these issues that I feel like I didn't even hear anything about that, and he is going to be embarrassed, even if it's large or small. Like you're
Yeah.
being exploited online.
Yes, 100%. So, and with that being said, as I was telling Ed about what we were talking about today, he
Mhm.
goes, "Oh, you're talking about Wingspan. Did you hear about the NFL player who's suing his ex-wife. And I was like, no. So he
Mm-mm.
sends me this article. The player's name is Matt Khalil.
Okay.
And he is suing his ex-wife, Bailey, because she recently did an interview and blamed his very large wingspan on their divorce. Divorced in 2022, and he has since remarried. He remarried in 2024. But I guess they were asking, and she was saying really great things about him. He was a wonderful guy. I love him,
Mhm.
wish him all the best. And I guess they were kind of like, so what happened? And her response was basically, I mean, there were things that we just couldn't work around in terms of his size. Like she basically alluded to, they tried everything, all kinds of different medical things, everything so that she could accommodate him and she never could. And basically sex would leave her in tears. And it just got to the point where like it ended their marriage. Well, I know what you're thinking, right? Why is he suing her? Like, why is he so mad about this? Okay. So apparently he is suing her because after doing this article, he has been approached by numerous like porn sites and
There
like
you go, new career.
adult only and like fan only
Mhm.
website wanting him to join and show their stuff. And yet, like I said, he's remarried. And so now his wife is getting all these inappropriate messages and stuff and all these things about
You go, girl.
like you can take all that. Yeah. And it has become very like affecting their personal life. And so he has turned around and suing her. And she is just flabbergasted as to why she's like, I said really good things about him. Why would he want to sue me? And apparently, like, he is feeling the very negative side
Yeah.
of being very well endowed. And Ed even pulled up a picture and showed me the guy. And there's like a zoom in of his area.
Mhm.
And I mean, he looks like he's wearing really tight pants on top of it.
Mhm.
But one might assume pants are always tight in that region for him.
Right.
So I mean, I get it. Like, I thought that was interesting that Ed
That is.
mentioned that as we were talking about wingspan
Mhm.
tying to the male anatomy.
Right.
And when it becomes too much information, because Ariana Grande also did that to Pete Davidson.
True.
He does a whole thing in his stand-up act about how he was mad about it because now he's afraid that she oversold him. And he's going to be disappointing people in the future. Like, because she does. She like writes something in the video, I want to say, to thank you next.
Mhm.
She writes like Pete and makes a reference to a big dick,
Mhm.
basically next to his name. She references it somehow. I can't remember exactly how. And so people were like, oh, Pete Davidson's he's packing some heat. And he was
Yeah.
like, son of a bitch. That's not, I think she thought she was doing me a favor, but now I think she's just setting everybody up for future disappointment.
Poor Pete.
Poor Pete. So it's interesting. Like, when does it become too much? And like, when you're an ex, is it a revenge
Yeah,
thing?
I don't know.
Like,
I can see the cringe, but I can also see how you can just laugh at it. Azriel, Cassian, Rhysand. Who wins the wingspan competition in your opinion? Even though they've already kind of named.
see, I'm always gonna be like, I feel like Cassian. Because my theory is Az has the best
Mhm.
wingspan, which I'm
Right.
gonna relate to length. I feel like Cassian's got the girth.
Well, and I think it's not sensitivity I'm going for. I mean, he is sensitive to a certain degree, but it's more of like, he's that guy friend that you can get drunk with and have fun, that you don't have to be with him like Nesta, but like Feyre getting drunk in the Starlight one
Mm-hmm.
and just having a hell of a time with him on winter solstice. Like,
Yeah.
I love people like that, like,
Yeah.
you can
He's
just
just a
have a
good
good
guy.
time. Yeah.
He's a good guy. He
Well,
seems
and it-
terrifying, but he's a good guy.
Right. And it's not that Rhysand is not a good guy either, but he's more business. He's like the oldest
He's
child.
the pretty boy. He's the pretty boy. Like, he's hard to approach because he's so pretty.
And he's focused.
And it
on,
turns
like-
out he's a great guy.
Yeah.
But like, if I was like walking up to the three of them, I would approach Cassian first.
Yeah. See, Cassian's like the middle brother, the like goofy middle brother.
I feel like he's the most approachable.
Mm-hmm.
Az has the shadows. That's going to be intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, Rhys is pretty.
True. Suave.
Yeah. Rhys is that pretty boy that you would think would be a dick, but he's actually not.
Yeah. You'd have like the Rico Suave song
Yes.
playing behind him as he walks in.
Yes. The charismatic Rico Suave.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I feel like Cassian's the more charismatic one.
I think he can be. I don't know. I still think Rhys takes a cake for me.
I don't know what it is about Cassian for me. Because in the end, if I had to like do a fuck, marry, kill with the three of them, I'm
Mhm.
marrying Rhys.
Okay.
And I think it's because Rhys's dedication to Feyre reminds me a lot of my relationship with Ed.
Mm-hmm.
we're very dedicated to each other. And
Yeah.
I see a lot of that similarity in our relationship.
Right.
But at the same time, the way Cassian, like, he just knows. And he even says, like, I knew the minute I laid eyes on you when you were human
Hmm.
that you were going to be my forever.
Yeah.
I'm so curious about where Az's story is going to go.
If she's going to even do that, watch it be about Tamlin.
I'm going to be pissed if it is. I'm going to be so fucking pissed. I'm not even lying. Because you set up for all three brothers to have this relationship.
Mhm.
And I don't know. She's so set up for the three brothers to be with the three sisters. You can't, it
Well,
would be so, I mean, and maybe it would be predictable. Yeah, but
yes, but it's almost like, okay, you had friends, you had three guys and you had three girls. Did they all end up with each other? No. So I think there's potential to you could have separation.
fair. Yeah, fair. No, very true. Very true. She could bring, as I've seen some theories, Lucian and Furlane and
And it might not even be Lucian, you know?
poor Lucian.
I do love him though. I think he gets such a bad rep and he has had such a hell of a life. I
Mhm.
want good things for him. Even if it's
Well, and
not with
I'm
the one of Feyre's sisters. It just I want a happy moment for him. He's got
Yeah.
the shit into the stick how many times now?
really has. But I feel like that's a discussion for another episode.
In other novels, I know they've used like, shadows or dragons as wingspan, but yet they don't get the cringe like this one. They don't get the overly done. I mean, I don't know. I guess with like Fourth Wing, it's almost like the romance between the two main characters. I'm trying not to do spoilers, but the romance between the two main characters and the lightning strikes is more prominent than it is talking about the dragon's size, even though it is alluded to that their size of their dragon is, their wingspan basically.
Okay, so in the Fourth Ring book, so without too many spoilers, and from what little I know about the Fourth Wing books, because I'm going to start that series now. What is it basically like? Kind of like Avatar, where they have that special bird they bond to? Like, do they find a dragon that they bond to?
Yeah, I call it Hunger Games with dragons.
Interesting.
That's
Okay,
what it
interesting.
feels like.
I'll be honest with you. I'm on the second Crescent City book. I have made absolutely no movement on it. Granted, to keep people in real time, we just got out of Christmas.
Yeah, it's been
Just finished
my
the week.
reading just bumped back up again.
I have had no time to sit and read, like
Mhm.
none. I have actually listened to several books in the last few weeks. I've
Mhm.
almost devoured the entire Dream Harbor series.
Yeah, which is a fantastic one.
Yes, no, it's I've noticed something. I feel like Lori Gilmore is a pen name because this book series is basically Stars Hollow. If you ever watched Gilmore Girls,
It is. And like
Stars
when I was
Hollow
reading it, like that
is
was my
that town. That is
first
Stars Hollow.
thing of
Yes.
in my mind was that's hilarious
The
that that's
nosy
her name.
neighbors,
Yeah.
yeah. And then her last name is Gilmore.
Yeah.
And that kind of made me laugh. And I feel like she's a diehard Gilmore Girls fan and she loves romance and she literally found a way to mesh the two. That's
Yep.
my theory on Lori Gilmore, but I'm there for it. They're very Hallmark meets softcore porn. They're such easy listens.
They are. They're quick reads. They're fluffy. Because like
Yes,
sometimes
little to no conflict, which you know what? When you get through a book where it's like a ton of conflict and a
Mhm.
lot of stress, it's kind of nice to have a book where not that many bad stuff happens. And really the biggest problem is a small miscommunication.
Right.
I kind of love that.
Well, and it's not so detailed that you have to really dive into a map or a character list. Like you can,
Right.
it's just a fun read to get through it. Yay.
Yes.
So I don't know. That's kind of like the one I'm reading now, which is Good Spirits by B.K. Borson. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Mm.
So it was like all over BookTok of like everybody read it. My husband Matt made fun of it because I brought it home from the library and he's reading the back of it. He's like, it's ghost smut. I'm like, have
Yeah.
you seen Ghost with Patrick Swayze?
The original ghost smut. They basically gave you a lesbian kiss without it technically being a lesbian kiss.
Yes.
That's brilliant for the early 90s.
Yes. So no, but it's kind of light and fluffy, even though it's Christmas themed. But I got so behind at Christmas, I didn't get to read my Christmas books. So now in January, I'm reading my Christmas books.
I get it. I literally just finished The Christmas Tree Farm yesterday,
Mhm.
and I started it like a day or two before that.
Yeah.
I've been in the car a lot lately. My husband's truck died recently, and I am everyone's favorite chauffeur.
Mhm.
So I've been in the car a lot, taking people to and from work and school and ABA therapy and whatnot. So I have gotten to listen to a lot of my book. And yeah, no, I don't care that it's not, because I listened to Pumpkin Spice Cafe like December 15th. And that
Yeah.
is very much an early fall book.
Yeah.
So, but no, I'm loving them. They're fun. But the one that I've been most anxious to get to is book 5, Annie and Matt. I actually prefer to read the book first if I can, but if I don't have a chance to, then I'll
Right.
just pull. But those are books that I feel like you can do on Audible. Like, I'm glad I read the Akatar books first because of how detailed they are.
Well, that's
But
the thing. Like,
these books are so fluffy, like you said, that you can just listen to them and you catch most detail.
so I gave my husband the first Court of Thorns and Roses, and he started reading it now.
I'm gonna
And
make
he
that.
wrote me the other day when he started reading it. He's like, "How do you do this by listening to it?" And I told him, I said, "I have to make a character list, and I will go look at the maps sometimes." But
Oh,
like,
I refer back to the maps in those books so many times when I was reading them, and Ed would laugh at me. He'd be like, "Did you just go to a new location? Because you're flipping back and forth." And I'd be like, "Yeah, I am." But Ed has actually genuinely expressed interest in reading them, and he normally reads historical books. Like
Yeah.
I gave him a book for Christmas on James Garfield because he watched Death by Lightning on Netflix and became obsessed with the story.
right.
And so I got him a book on that, and he devoured it in a day. Like he read it in a day and loved it. And so he was like, "I'm kind of curious about those books. You know, they're a big deal." And I was like, "I actually think you might enjoy them. They're a pretty good storyline in terms of the world she creates." And he likes fantasy books too, because he read Game of Thrones and stuff like that. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna give it a try and see if he'll read it. But if he doesn't like it, it might end our marriage. So I don't know. Okay, I don't know if we can do much more on the subject.
We've spanned all we can.
Aren't you funny?
So, and we've talked about all of our new books that we're reading.
We
Check
have.
out Good Spirit. Check out the Dream Harbor series. Check out Lisa Kleypas' Christmas Eve.
All of her stuff.
Harbor.
If you guys want good recommendations on Lisa Kleypas, you just DM us and I will be happy to send you the list in which you should read them. She is the queen of romance and setting up series that have Easter eggs throughout them and characters that go back and forth. I love a good character that's so strong that you can take him from series to series.
Oh, yeah.
And she has a couple that she creates in the Wallflower series that she takes to multiple different universes, and I love it.
Well, I mean, I think that's what made ACOTAR so strong.
Right.
Because you had these characters that you wanted to keep following. Like, you got sad when you ended book 5 that it was over.
Yes, that's why I immediately ran to the Crescent City books, kind of hoping that it would fill that void. And while they have in terms of the world, again, they're a slow burn.
They are.
There's so much shit going on. It's like so many bad things happened in the first book and a half. And I got so stressed that I had to take a break and do the Dream Harbor series.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get there. I'm going to get to the end of Crescent City because I got the 3rd book for Christmas.
Nice.
So I've got them ready to read. I just got to get back into the mental headspace to sit down and read.
Well, as soon as you start reading book 3, I will start with you because I kind of held off on that one just because I didn't want to be too far ahead. And then I'd rather read it with you and we can discuss.
I love that.
That's our episode for today. More to come. I hope you guys stay tuned. Follow us on Insta at Pickle Party Pod or TikTok. Write us an email at picklepartypod@gmail.com and listen to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to your podcast. Until next time, stay Brine, babe.
And remember, Wingspan is truly in the eye of the beholder.